Hide your petards, everyone. It's Hoist. Earthrise, War for Cybertron Hoist, today on World of Stuff. Yes, it seems as though that after the siege, with the siege line anyway, they ran through a majority of the recognizable names, so they started pulling from a little further down the list. It's not so bad, because we are getting at least a lot of the characters that far more fan favorites as opposed to just things that everybody recognizes, like good old Hoist here. Now, I have seen a couple reviews prior, mostly of the Optimus Prime, especially the MGO one, which we'll find out if it includes one here, but it does include that old tech spec reader piece of plastic, supposedly to read the bit inside there. We'll open it up in a little bit, and we'll see what we can find. But yes, here we go. And yes, I do still have the Generations Hoist. Yes, he is a little dusty. Yes, those are some sweet Ripple labels on him. But I do still have it, so we'll do some comparisons that way. I still don't have a G1 as of yet. But it does come poop. But we'll get to that a little later. Alrighty, on opening up this bad boy, see what we have. There we go. A little bit better there. Since I'm not an in-box collector, this isn't going to be a pain for me. For some people, I imagine this might be a little bit unpleasant to watch. Let's see here. So there's safety information on many languages where find as where products are sold. Yippee skippy. And instructions. Fairly sizable ones too, with large pictures. They must have finally taken the memo. Hoist, and yes, there it is. The tech spec reader. Yeah, it is essentially just a piece of red plastic. Any large piece of red plastic would work. Though I do remember these being, this is more of a very light red, almost bordering on pink. But it is at least something. And I imagine you could more than likely use these for the old tech specs of the G1 tech specs, if you are so inclined. Okay, what do we got here? Let's see now. Junkion. Oh boy. Well, at least I can save this for later for whatever purpose. Anyway, back to the figure. Alrighty, here we have Hoist in vehicle mode. And yes, even though that is a lot of stuff on the bottom there, we'll get to that in a little bit. It does indeed roll, if you get everything correct. The arms are going to be the weirdest part of that, trust me. Okay, and we do see his weapon, which will come and put the focus later in robot mode. Yes, it's not like the G1. So there we go, but he does not have a hook and toe setup like the original Generation 1 does, so some people are going to be upset about that. I am not one of them, because I really didn't have a nostalgic connection to Hoist, but he is a nice, well, nice looking figure, which is kind of the reason why I got them instead of any of the others. Anyway, here we have the Generations Hoist. Yeah, two very different aesthetics going on there. This looks more like a work truck. Like you see this going down like dirt roads to going to work on power poles or something like that. This is definitely a very stylish looking tow truck. Speaking of which, yeah, that's still a thing. But this figure, that's always going to be a thing, sadly. Yeah, there we go with the hook and toe. There we go. Yes, indeed. Yes, and one nice thing is that with the added budget they have, they actually put in the paint work on this, so you don't have to invest it in rep labels as much. They even included a little bit of a wear and tear detail along the hood there. Not nearly as overdone as it was in the Siege line, so that's nice. And they both roll just fine, and I think even the ports, yay, same size. Cross compatibility across lines. Yay. As for interplay with the line itself in Earthrise, if you fold out this part, this can connect to any of the base formers like Ironworks or so you have that. What you want to do that is dependent upon how many of the line you're actually going to collect, but it's something you can do. Moving on to transformation, we'll first fold these parts out again, fold this out for a bit, and fold out this part. Gonna be a little tricky. Then we move on to the robot mode proper. Now, one thing I will note, when getting this thing into a truck mode, despite what the instructions say, do the arms first, like this. Otherwise, you're not going to have the clearance to get everything connected in. And with the tabs, there might be some differences on those. It's going to can be frustrating if you don't get that taken care of first. Anyway, we'll take these arms out. Disconnect. Peg from that part. Then this whole side. Eventually. Here we go. Disconnects like so. Then you fold up the waist. That gives you enough clearance to move the hood out, and then here we go. Okay, fold that out. You can see why this would be a bit of an issue, right? Okay, there we go. Twist these arms around. Technical difficulties are part of the job. If I actually got paid to do this anyway. Okay, then fold out the legs. Fold up the hood, twist and twist down the little assembly. Yes, it is all one piece. So he's going to have side panels on the back of his arms. Not much you can do about that. At least nothing that I know of. Probably a fix, but I don't know what it is. Okay, tab all of this together. Does that tab all? Okay, yes, there it is. Right there. That folds into that tab. Cohesively closing up the chest. And now I see doing that beforehand. Okay. So it's on this little strut right here you want to fold out, because then that gives just enough clearance for the head. Twist around. Then you reconnect to there. Fold up this part. And yes, indeed. Hoist in robot mode. Okay, yes, in robot mode, he does look a little nice, except for, well, that, but not much we can do about that. There's not a deluxe price point. And there is a little more paint detail here. Right along the forearms here. A little bit of gray to kind of show off a bit more wear. It's subtle, which is nice. Okay, then. And yes, we do have the weapon. If we play that into one of the hands, eventually, maybe, yes, he has the weapon that, again, a lot of G1ers would be very happy to see, as opposed to the gun. And like the Siege line before it, you can indeed hook up any of the Minicon or the Micromasters onto him, so you can really weapon this figure up if you are so inclined. Now, in comparison, here is the Generations Hoist, and yeah, there you are. Obviously, the Earthrise one is a little taller, but also has more gaps in it. Not much we can do about that. Sad it has to be that way, but unfortunately that's the way it is. But then again, he had a similar problem anyway, so I can't really complain too much. At least they tried to do something, make it as make it as noticeable as possible here. So that's definitely something they are at least trying. They are indeed finally getting the memo, collectors, so hopefully we can get somewhere with that. As for articulation, the head is on a ball joint. Due to the transformation, you can get a little bit extra for the movement up and down. Now the shoulders are kind of on this peculiar assembly here. They do have a mushroom pig shoulder here, as well as that hinge joint, bicep rotation, more than 90 degrees for the hands and wrist rotation. The waist does rotate as well. It's a little tiny bit hindered because of the backpack, but you can still give it enough poses to make it viable. So here now, universal joint for the hips, thigh rotation. So now, almost a 180 degree movement for the knee, but that's mostly due to transformation. But you could, if you're just going that way, it's a solid 90. Still, you could do that if you want. And there is actually ankle tilt with some sculpted detail to show that. Can't get any forward or backward on it, but still, that's pretty nice. Now, from what I've seen here so far, this is at least a very good version of Hoist here. We thought we had it good with this version, but it turns out they can do better given more time and more clear focus on the engineering and the fact that it's not a repaint. So now, will we get a Trailbreaker? Possibly. I would certainly see them using this mold to do that. I wouldn't get my hopes up for a masterpiece on this guy. Mostly because, well, those are for major bankable characters, and, well, this is Hoist here. Character that only a hardcore few remember, or at the very least care about. But still, if you're looking for a Hoist and you're not willing to shell out for big bucks for what the third party may do, this is going to be your best bet, and it is serviceable for what you're looking for. Anyway, I am the Deceptiwolf. This has been Earthrise for Cybertron Hoist. Again, I remind you all, free mind, free your toys.